Hello students of class 10. The other day we had started the revision of the chapter the passing away of Bapu, unit 1, and in unit 1 we saw that the narrator had received the news of Bapu's death, that Bapu had been shot, and then she went to the Birla house. At Birla house, he saw that initially the people were too shocked to speak or to react, but after they realized that that Bapu was no more, they wanted to have a glimpse of Bapu. They started shouting loudly, they cried, and they jostled each other, and there was almost a stampede. And then they were told that that they would be able to see Bapu before his funeral. Now then the people sort of calmed down, and after this assurance, they still were very sad, and they didn't know that how they would lead the rest of their lives, because Bapu was their guiding light. He had led them through so many moments, and that is the reason why he has been fondly called Bapu, because he was a father figure for them. And his death was like the death of a very near one in their family, and they felt like lost children. So this was what we we read in the first unit. Now we will see in the second unit what happens. And the narrator also says that not only did the common people feel that what we are going to do, it was also a feeling in all of us. That is, we couldn't believe the fact that Bapu was no more, because and then after some time we heard that everywhere it was being aired in the radio that about the death of Bapu. Now unit 2, Gandhiji's funeral was to take place the day after his death, that is the next day, hours in advance. Hours in advance means much before. Okay, when people came to know about the exact time of his funeral and the route that he would be taken through, people were all ready to see their beloved leader for the last time. So hours in advance, people lined the route funeral procession was to follow. So they knew the route, and all the people had gathered there. Padmasi, Mrs. Naidu's daughter, spoke for us all when she said simply, "We will all walk." So the narrator, his aunt, decided that she would, Padmasi, Mrs. Naidu means daughter of Sarojini Naidu. So she also decided that they will all walk. Okay, that is, they will all walk through the road where the funeral procession would be going. Okay, it was the last time we shall be walking with Bapu. Yes, it's a very sad truth for them, but they have to accept the fact that Bapu is no more, and they would be walking with Bapu the last time. So they decided to walk. It was an agonizing walk. Agonizing means it was very painful, because all the time, I don't know if you have seen clips of Gandhiji walking. He used to have a stick in his hand and a body little bent, but he looked old, but he was very fast in walking. So that was how they actually walked with Bapu, but it was a different walk altogether. Why? Thousands silently watched the procession. Bapu lay on an open truck. His body was taken in an open truck. Open truck, why? Because so that people can see him. With flowers. Thousands of people wept. Yes. Trying to touch Bapu's feet. They wanted to touch their beloved leader's feet for one last time, and to seek his blessings. It was impossible to move in the thick crowd. So it was such a big crowd. The narrator is saying that even we couldn't walk properly. It was impossible to walk. People had gathered in such large numbers. As I moved forward slowly, I understood I was not merely in the midst of grieving people. Here the narrator or the author is trying to tell us that it was not merely walking in a funeral procession. It was something else. Why? This was even more than funeral procession of India's beloved leader. I was among people for whom walking with Bapu had a special meaning. Yes. Why? Because Gandhiji had led several movements. You have already read in history. And he had walked long distances. Okay, and people had also followed him. So it became a tool for kind of tool for him, which he used to the maximum. And then the author will be telling us that why it was so. I was among the people for whom walking with Bapu had a special meaning. We had walked with Bapu over the rough and smooth of India. Rough and smooth means the different movements where they had faced with so many difficulties, and then ultimately the independence means ultimately they have become means they had won the independence. Rough and smooth of India's recent history. We could not now accept the fact that the man who had led us over many difficult paths, was never going to walk with us again. Yes, this, in short, people were still, yet to come to terms with the fact that Bapu is no more. It was the last walk with Bapu. And then the author talks of something else. Bapu's light figure had walked staff in hand, staff means stick in hand, over a large part of India. To walk is to make slow progress. Yes, through walking, going by a vehicle and walking is definitely slower than going by any vehicle. But even that walking was a kind of progress. And as I said, Bapu had utilized that very thing to bring about the freedom of India. slow progress. It is to think with clarity. Clarity means clearly. Okay, understand things very clearly. Clarity, and closely look at all that is around you. Yes, when you walk, you can see things very clearly, and it helps you to become a good observer. Uh, Yes, closely, and look at all that is around you, from small insects to the horizon in its distance. It's when you walk, you can be a very good observer. You can see things very close to you or very far from you. It required no vehicle except his own body and cost him nothing but his energy. So walking was the only option left to an Indian at that time. Okay, a common man of India, because it needed no vehicle, it needed no money, only your own, the strength of your own body. Okay, um, that is what it says, that except his own body and cost him nothing but his energy. You had to have that the zeal, the power, means that strength in your body to walk. Gandhiji took this necessity. Okay, necessity in the sense that whatever the people had to do, to gather their daily needs, or to participate in any of the freedom movements, walking was the only option left to them. So he took this necessity. Gandhiji took this necessity as he took much that was commonplace and transformed it into a joyful effort. So he used this walking, okay, and he walked with common man, and he roused them to bring about the independence of India. So with this, we come to the end of the second unit. Okay, we'll do the third unit 3 in the next class. Thank you.